Hello, my name is Rory and I run a company called Engrave. We use machines like this to engrave trophies, cups and shields. This is obviously not a computerised machine, but those are the ones we use upstairs for most of the work we do nowadays. The computer technology we use now, or used to use about 20 years ago, was this type of machine, which took over from pantographs you saw down the bottom there, with what is now a 20-year-old computer, one of the first machines to run a computerised system. And this system runs in DOS, so it's not what you see is what you get. It's a very simple program and works in that way. But we've moved on a long way in engraving technology since then. The machine you see here is one of the latest machines. It's only about 2 years old, but this works off of a Windows program, this is Windows XP, so it's a little bit out of date I suppose now compared to the latest versions. We've obviously got a scanner connected to this, all the usual paraphernalia, i.e. mouse, speakers which is used for a bit of music when listening. Got a colour laser printer and a vinyl cutter. That's all computer controlled. Use this to make signs and stencils for glass engraving, and then generally this program here, and it's what you see is what you get program. So simply whatever is here will be engraved onto the item in this machine. So that's almost completely taken over from manual or hand engraving as we used to do years ago. We use our computer and laser printer to produce these stencils, which are then exposed under UV light to make stencils, which we use to engrave items like this. That's a polymer laser stencil, and that's engraved in our blasting cabinet. We can get very fine detail on that. It just rubs off to expose the engraved work underneath. Also use our computers and vinyl cutters to make stencils for printing details onto workwear, sportswear. And you just use that with a heat press, you can see, just to print onto there. Also use standard telephones and faxes. We used to get most of our orders about 10 years ago by fax, but now it's only now and again if somebody's really in a rush. They can just scribble down what they want, so it's not as big a part of the business as it used to be. We used to send out catalogues like these to all sports clubs, obviously using the postal system. Then we've moved on to this CD brochure, which obviously cut costs, and it's produced on my computer and labelled up by me. But now we've moved on to a fully functioning website catalogue, where you can choose trophies online, order online at a touch of a button really, which saves a hell of a lot of money if you just email people on a mailing list, and keeps us in touch. We also use email the same as anybody else, and have orders and questions coming over by email and quotes back to customers, so it saves a lot of time and a lot of trouble, and that's as simple as that. So as you can see, we've gone from this, literally using hand engraving, which is very time consuming and expensive, to using computer technology of what is now an old-fashioned system, to the other system we had, which is a lot more modern. And this saves us a hell of a lot of time, so we can charge less and create more work in a shorter space of time. As you can see, many of these jobs that we do now you wouldn't be able to do without computers, and I soon find out sometimes when we have power cuts how much I use them. And as you can see, it's also very good for keeping my children entertained while I'm trying to work.